Good evening, and thanks, as always, for joining us here on Speed Racing Network. I'm Greg Olenek, joined by Pete Rusick once again here. Pete, welcome back after a few health issues last week. You're all fixed up and back with us just in time for the regular season finale. Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm glad to have a voice back. I'm glad COVID decided to leave me, and I'm happy to be back with you and happy to be back behind the mic, Greg. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good, and I'm ready for 130 laps around Kansas Speedway. This is a big week for a lot of guys, and you can't drop this week as far as points goes because it is the final week of the regular season. So if you miss this race, if you wreck out of this race, those points go towards your standings and can really help or hurt your cause towards making this final 15. So we're going to get to those point standings in a hurry and check out what we got going on there, because there is a cut line battle to be had here tonight. But Pete, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see much of a battle. David Duke not listed in the field, sitting here on the cut line. I'm hearing he might have had to work a little late and had some rig issues this week. So look to see Jordan Sailors possibly hop on this opportunity and move into the top 15, because you know what? Brian McAvoy's not out there either. So it's really going to be a battle between Jordan Sailors, Bobby Anderson, and Corey Saucier. So keep an eye out for those guys. Justin Smith, Jeremy Little, well within reach too of maybe catching a Hail Mary pass and going all the way to the end zone. So we got 8 guys that are already locked in, and Joseph Causey, one of them with those 4 wins next to his name, Reese Schaefer, Timothy Latham, Ed Shearer, Seth Berger, Robert Norfleet, Michael Politis, and Lane Hosler. All 8 of those guys have secured their spot to battle for this $500.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see Brad Herman, a guy that I've followed for a very, very long time and throughout, a couple of different racing platforms with Josh Siegfried, Emerson Ardon, Scott Kalal, Matt Greathouse, Blair Holloman, lights flickering. I apologize. David Duke, but Jordan Sailors. I mean, he's got a great opportunity. Brian McAvoy, unfortunately, as you said, not so far, unless he's able to join in just a little late. I've seen him join as late as the end of qualifying. And Bobby Anderson, 24 points back. Last I saw, there were going to be about 26 cars out there tonight, Greg. So, hey, who knows? Can he go up there, grab a W, and advance if the math works out for him?
Well, Jordan Sailors has earned this opportunity to be right on that cut line, regardless if Duke is here or not. The man has had 3 top 10 finishes out of the last 5 races, has been running really well in that number 55 Raise Energy Chevy Camaro. But, we're going to have to see. Bobby Anderson hasn't had the runs he's wanted to in this Cup Series, so he's going to have to really make a good run here tonight. And you're right, there is still time for a few of these guys to hop in a little late. So we'll keep an eye, see if they do make it out here. But no surprise, that man at the top, those stickers, Joseph Causey, he's won 3 races in a row, Pete. Can he make it 4 here tonight? We will have to see. So let's go ahead, check out the team championship standings. With 1 week left to get your seeding, the top 2 seeds have been locked up in Tank Racing, Garrett Motorsports getting that first round bye.
I gotta ask, are you surprised with the way Tank Racing opened up the season and all season long? Every single one of them very, very strong, week in and week out. No matter if it's a super speedway, short track, road course, whichever, Tank Racing always comes to play.
Yeah, so Phoenix Virtual Racing lining up in the 3 seed right now with an 87-point gap over Ohio Sim Racing. But it's a good battle there between the 4 and the 5. Not going to really make much of a difference because those 2 teams will be looking like they're going to be facing off with one another, and Phoenix Virtual Racing looking like they are going to be going head-to-head against Bobby Anderson Racing in this first round of the team championship playoffs. So the way that'll work is the 3 races in the first round, those points will go towards the overall result between these teams, and the winner after 3 weeks will move on to face the next seed. So it's going to
that have to go through any of these centers. They don't have to worry about housing, about food, about anything other than taking care of their little one that is unfortunately ill. Please go on over, donate if you can. Word of mouth is TJ's biggest support. So share all the love, and if you can, share a few bucks.
Yeah, it's super easy. The website is very, very user friendly, and like you said, just anything goes a long way, whether it's just sharing their story, donating, or just passing it along to another person who might want to go ahead and donate. There you see it. Be more than a cape. Go ahead and help a family out that is in dire, dire need of just that. So with a little bit of time before we get out there, let's remind what these guys are racing for, since we're at that regular season finale. And yeah, the money on the weekly basis always the same, $30 going to the winner. But that season payout going to start coming into a few people's rear view mirrors here. First place going to come away with $500, and I mean second place runner up going to come away with $300, third getting $180, fourth getting $120, and if you make that final round, you're guaranteed at least $80.
I tell you what, Tom Cruise opened up brand new movie this week, Maverick, Top Gun. We also got to think about him back in Jerry Maguire and Show Me the Money. Absolutely, a lot of dollar bills are still online or still up for grabs for this.
Yeah, Jason
want to be a part of an established league.
Some checks here shortly. In a couple weeks, he's going to be getting real tired of writing those things out because some people are going to be getting paid at the end of this one. So here we are, Kansas Speedway out in Kansas City, Kansas. It's kind of weird saying that because I'm used to saying Kansas City, Missouri. But we're out here on the other side of the line. We're in Kansas here at Kansas Speedway. Pete, one of my favorite tracks. I actually won this race last year in the Xfinity Series, and I love any track that is a high-line superior track, and this is probably the top of the list when it comes to that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a track where the people that are not afraid to get up close to the wall can carry a whole lot of speed. It's going to be it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to do it the best all night long.
Well, right there, I teased it at the beginning of practice, and there you see it. He qualifies on the pole here as well. Scott Kalal going to be starting P number 1 here tonight. His teammate Matthew Greathouse just to the outside, so Phoenix Virtual Racing going to be controlling the front row of this one. Ed Shearer, Lane Hosler, row number 2, Seth Berger, Brad Herman in row 3.
Yeah, Robert Norfleet and Corey Sauce here to be row number 4. Reese Schaefer for Tank Racing P9 with Joshua Siegfried for Phoenix Virtual in P10. Joseph Causey sitting P11 again for Tank, and Devin Zimmerman in his number 33 rounding out the top 12.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of Devin Zimmerman this year. This season's Cup Series Daytona winner is making a little bit of an appearance here at Kansas, and I can assure you he ran pretty quickly when we raced against one another in the Xfinity Series race last year. So I expect to see him up running towards the front in that number 33 Ford Mustang. So we'll keep an eye on him all night, but let's go ahead, keep an eye right now on our leaders because they're pulling out on the track, Pete. So let's get down to business. Who do you think you got tonight?
Oh boy, I hadn't really thought about it. I'm gonna go with a guy that's starting. Let's go with Seth Berger in that 24 tonight. I think Seth is going to be able to get it done. How about you? Who you got?
That's a very solid pick. Seth has been running very solid all season long in the Cup Series. Has a win this season. I think you're onto something right there. But Pete, how do I not go with the man who's won 3 races in a row, looking to make it 4 here tonight? Joseph Causey, who this is unofficial, but I think he might be the current holder of the most wins in SRN history. I'm going Joseph Causey here tonight.
Beautiful looking number 88, and he's got a pretty good spot. So we'll have to see how it pans out for him. But 23 and 51, Scott Kalal and Matt Greathouse are going to see who gets the best jump, who's going to get to that high line first, who's going to be able to hold down the throttle the most, and who's going to go ahead and complete that first lap to grab a point and try to go ahead and set sail for the victory.
Well, Pete, I got something for you. We're going to find out here in just a moment because that pace car has turned down pit road and left the field in Scott Kalal's hands, and as he crosses that restart zone, he sees that Silverback Tax Solutions green flag waving, and we're underway for 130 laps at Kansas Speedway.
Oh, I tell you what, look at this 97 right off the bat. Duck low underneath the 23 of Kalal. It looks like Ed Shearer's going to try to go for the lead right off the bat, right behind him, pulling that 24 right along. Everybody's going to go up to the high side and try to carry as much momentum all the way around this track.
Yeah, you just see them going through turns 3 right here, and you just see none of them are even close to this digger cam because they are all running that high line. Ed Shearer out there with the clean air right now, bringing Seth Berger along with him. These two making big-time gains at the start of this thing. Scott Kalal and Matthew Greathouse find themselves back in 3rd and 4th place.
And Seth Berger must have been listening, says, you know what, I got something for you, repeat already, up 3 spots from where he started. Yellow flag's out.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who this is. Jordan Saylor's involved in this one. One of those guys, 3 points back, no guarantees today. He's got to stay out there even though he's got a damaged 55 Raise Energy car. No drop weeks here. This is big early on.
Yeah, it looked like Jordan Saylors and Devin Zimmerman. So a guy that's kind of out of semi-retirement, they ended up tangling.
Yeah, so this is the blimp cam. You see the 55 in the middle of your screen here. Zimmerman gets loose, goes into the wall, and Jordan Saylor's nowhere to go, can't react fast enough. And looking like it's just these two. Bo Tiffany also involved here. And Bo already eliminated on the season. That is not going to be too detrimental to his cause here tonight.
Yeah, you saw Bo at the very, very last minute, tried to get on the binders, just was not able to woe it up in time. Very, very unfortunate for Jordan Saylors to be right behind that 33 as he got loose, as you look at a different angle.
That is big here early on. Race admin's putting that one on Devin Zimmerman. He's going to get that EOL penalty, and knowing Devin, I know he does not feel good about what just happened. So we'll see if the 55 can get that damage fixed under caution, but Ed Shearer is our current leader as we head to break. So do not go anywhere. Just getting this thing started. Stay right here. We'll be right back.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktx.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, pace car lights are off for our first caution of the night early on here between Devin Zimmerman and Jordan Saylors also catching up Bo Tiffany. I believe Bo is done for the night, so that's going to thin the field out a little bit. 24 cars still out there on track, but our leader right now, Ed Shearer, Seth Berger, pace car peels off, and we're going to see that Silverback Tax Solutions green flag waving again here out at Kansas Speedway.
That green flag is out. Barney waving as hard as he can. And I tell you what, just before the caution came out, Ed Shearer, leader right now in that number 97 Napa machine, as he came across the start stripe last time, 3 laps in, ran the fastest lap out of everybody. So it wasn't somebody in the back with the draft or anything like that. The leader with a 34-31, 1 full tenth faster than the 24. So Ed Shearer's proving that he's got a pretty fast Mustang tonight.
Well, your screen is not off by any means. Yes, our tower looks like a big old Christmas tree here today because it's week 13, regular season finale. It's playoff clinching time. And here's a little legend for you at the top. Green meaning you're clinched. Yellow meaning you're inside the top 15. Orange, you're outside the top 15. And if you're red, well, you're dead. It's elimination time. You are out of contention to qualify based on points, Pete. But well, teaser, come back next week because they're going to be giving away one more spot with that playoff lucky dog, the highest non-playoff driver that finishes the race next week at Texas will gain that 16th spot and a chance at the $500. So all these guys that don't find themselves in the green here after tonight will still have a chance to race for it next week.
The All-Star race meaning just a little bit more than just old pride and joy.
Oh, no, this is Texas. This isn't the All-Star race. This is first race of the playoffs. I should have made that clear.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, but yeah, I was going to say, wow, a little bit something that I didn't hear about. Awesome. So, no, we're continuing on green here. Ed Shearer, Seth Berger, Scott Kalal, first through third, Norfleet, Hosler, and Herman back to P number 6. No very big movers so far, Greg, except for maybe Zach Deutscher sitting back there about P12, up 6 spots.
Yeah, he's up 6. Steve Whitmore up 6. He started last. He's up to 19, but Corey Saucier right here, he's making this low line work as he's going on by the 85 right now. I'm going to try and put a side draft on the 61 maybe. No, just going to stay away for the time and see if he can make up some spots. This is quite surprising to see, and granted, the race I ran last year was at night, so maybe a totally different feel out there. Maybe these guys like the bottom line here. I know that going into 1 and 2, there's a little bump that you kind of got to avoid. It can really upset the balance of these cars. Right now, that 3 looking good as he's battling this alongside Brad Herman still. So Corey Saucier, the highest running driver that finds himself outside top 15. He's currently making progress up through the field, sees the troubles that Jordan Sailors has had here tonight. Jordan back in 23rd. Corey now battling for 5th. That's 18 points. That could go a long, long way.
Tell you what, I got to give this 3 a whole lot of credit. Usually the high side momentum absolutely wins out here at Kansas, but he's been able to make that red, white, and blue really stand proud on that bottom line and take a good 3 or 4 spots in just the last couple laps. It doesn't look like he's afraid to get the left sides down in the white paint.
And this would be just such a big Hail Mary. Corey Saucier, since David Duke is not here tonight, I'm pinning him up against Jordan Sailors. There is a 24-point difference between the two. So that is going to mean Corey Saucier is going to need to lead some laps here tonight. He's going to need to keep that car clean and gain some extra bonus points and maybe win this thing. He might have to win this thing to get in to those top 15 spots, and Corey Saucier is a driver that can do that. Pete, you're not familiar with him in the Truck Series. This man has won his fair share of races here in SRN, so look to see Corey Saucier continue climbing through these standings.
On Memorial Day, you got to root for everything that's red, white, and blue, so I definitely wish Corey a whole lot of luck. Go get it. Right now sitting P5, up 3 spots from where he started. So if he can roll easily into the top 5 and continue to advance his positions, hey, all you need to do is be running at the end, and you got a chance to win.
So seeing what other battles we have going on through the field. Thinned out a little bit after that first crash. Timothy Latham to the inside of Reese Schaefer here. This is a good little battle between the season's best here. 17 has run great all season long and just hasn't had the opportunity to come away with a win. His teammates are kind of taking all the wins from him. But regardless, he has been running good in that 17 out of tank racing, and that's exactly why he's this week's driver spotlight, Pete. Look at that. No wins, but 6 top 5s, an average finish of 8.4, and only 51 laps led. That's a recipe to put you up in the top 3 in points without drop weeks. That's overall. He has added them up this year and looks to make a run here in the playoffs for the second time after doing it last season as well.
I mean, Reese Schaefer, he's been strong. I think we're talking about him week in and week out. Just like I mentioned earlier, no matter Timothy Latham looked like he was about ready to try to plow the wall down. But it seems like we talk about Reese Schaefer every week, whether, irregardless of the kind of track, the guy's pretty good behind the wheel.
Yeah, so losing a position, Timothy Latham there, so move him back to 9th now. Timothy on his way up here, and then we got a battle here as Joseph Causey is side-by-side with Brad Herman, and Corey Saucier moving up another position. He's going by Scott Kalal on the outside, and I think Causey is seeing this 3 make progress on the inside and is doing the same thing. Move Saucier up to 4th. Causey's up to 6th now.
I tell you what, Corey, he's doing a hell of a job, and he's doing it anywhere he wants to go. He's going up high to kind of build the momentum, and then he's going down low whenever he's able to attempt at a pass. But, Greg, what's really impressive, when he's attempting at a pass, he's making it work. I don't know if he's cooling off his tires just enough to be able to really throw that Hail Mary, get that 3-car in there, but he's making it stick, which is even better.
Yeah, so confirmed from the admins, Duke and both Brian McAvoy are out of this thing. They are officially eliminated from playoff contention, so really tough week to miss one here coming in week 13. Great seasons by both of them. David Duke getting the win, and Brian McAvoy. It's just kind of crazy that their numbers are 78 and 79, both of them missing out this week. It's kind of weird how that worked out.
Yeah, but you know what, Greg, for the longest time, whether it's been on console here on iRacing, I always say life and family first. This is still, you call it a Sammy game, whatever you want to call it. This isn't real life. You still have to take care of what's most important. And man, that's your real life responsibilities. So if he had to take off for work or whatever, hey, it is what it is. He's going to press on for another week.
Big battle here between the 2 big movers so far now. Causey knocking on the door of this 3 as 3 starts to run down Robert Norfleet in them. He's going to have to defend this 88 because this is going to be a hard car to pass. Man's won 3 races in a row, looking to make it 4 as he is climbing through this field in a hurry. Causey up 6 from where he started tonight in 11 and going to the inside of Saucier as we speak.
Yeah, well, it looks like the 3 is going to have not only the high side momentum, but he's going to have a little bit of a draft off the 56 as well. So Robert Norfleet's going to help out that 3 in completing the pass on the 88. Here we go.
88's going to slide up right in front of him. He's going to complete that pass. I'm just not seeing the momentum off the high side like I'm used to seeing, which is quite surprising. I don't know if it's a next-gen car thing or what. Curious to see how the rest of the races work out here this week. But side-by-side battle now between our pole sitter, who's dropped 7 positions. He's got to battle off Brad Herman now, who's looking to pick up this 8th position as he gets a good run off the high side of 2 and is going to pass the 23 to move up to 8th, move Scott back to 9th with a mirror full of that number 61, Lane Hosler.
Yeah, Lane Hosler, Scott Kalal, Matt Greathouse, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Pretty good. There's actually quite a few really good battles all the way throughout, Greg. I really don't see a whole lot of separation, which is something that we normally see at Kansas Motor Speedway. So I tell you what, if this is the way that the racing is going to go all night long, there's not going to be a dull moment.
That was a close moment there between the 61 and the 23, but they stay off of one another and continue heading. Turns number 4 here and back towards the start-finish line. So we'll see what other battles we have happening on the track right now. And up towards the front, Causey is making progress and going to the inside of the 56, Robert Norfleet. So Causey now battling for 3rd here up towards the front.
Also now a battle for the lead, 24 of Seth Berger to the outside of the 97 of Ed Shearer, side by side, going down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, so they are battling here between former teammates. These two still really on good terms as Ed still works with these tank racing guys, but Seth looking good as he's kind of just held back a little bit, stayed a little more patient, and it might be paying off as he's almost able to complete the pass on Shearer there. Shearer gets good run into this entry of 1, but Berger's going to get the better run off of 2, and it's a drag race down the backstretch.
At drag race down the back, looks like 97 is really going to have no choice but to let up and get back in line. One thing about Kansas Motor Speedway is obviously the difference in the lines, top side, bottom side. There's also that middle line as well. But what you just saw right there, 97 could not get back in the throttle and allow the car to wash up. He had to check up, had to get off the gas, and it cost him some time. But now you see the 24 go back down to the bottom side. 97 is going to stay up high. That might be able to give him just a little bit of momentum. Also get back into the draft of the 24. These guys are going to stay side by side. That could be a battle for the lead a little bit later on.
Well, a battle between this season's Titans, it kind of seems. Joseph Causey, Timothy Latham go side by side in turns 3 and 4. Latham got his teammate there, Robert Norfleet, just in front of him at the Gear Up camp. And right now, nothing separating these two, the 88 and 5, side by side as they head down into turn number 1.
At turn number 156, staying up high, so the 88's got a little bit of a draft off him. Looks like Tim Latham's going to go ahead and try to pull a power move on the bottom, slide up in front of that 88. Big move by him. He's going to be able to grab that spot, but the 88's going to go ahead and pull low.
Yeah, so kind of a little crossover here, and I don't know if this is where Latham wants to run directly behind his teammate in dirty air. That's not the best sometimes. Can really take the air off the nose of that car, and kind of a dicey moment there. He thought he had more room than he did. Almost makes contact with Causey. This is really tight racing from 3rd through 5th.
Yeah, very tight. You got the high side, bottom side, and it's not only these three right here. There's cars in front of them, cars behind them, all doing the same exact thing, including the three of Corey Saucier that we were talking about a little bit ago.
We got blocking, and that is not going to make people happy this early on. Latham is probably not a big fan of that, but still showing the nose to the inside of the 88. He doesn't have it there yet, but they're almost 3 wide on the exit of 4. Great battle, and this is bringing everybody up behind them back up into the mix too. Look at Corey Saucier coming up here. Reese Schaefer, Brad Herman, all these guys. This is a heck of a battle for 3rd.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that 3 wide battle is a pretty good idea for the 5 to back out of that and not take it 3 wide. Going into 1, now as tight as that turn is, you do not want to do that. So he's going to tuck in right behind the 56. 88, though, it looks like he's got plenty of power on that bottom side.
So Causey able to complete the pass, slides up, and they wreck!
Oh!
Big wreck on the front stretch between the 56 and the 88.
Oh, and the 88 couldn't hold the brake. It just collected somebody else a little bit further behind. Yeah. Ouch.
Ooh, well, I kind of jumped the gun there. I meant to roll the Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detail and Rec Replay animation before I showed you the Rec Replay itself. So we saw it happen live, Pete. Let's go ahead and take another look at it here. Kind of a slide job going wrong. Gives Norfleet the room there. Not sure if Norfleet came down into him. We're going to have to take another look at that from maybe the blimp cam here.
Yeah, not quite sure if the 88 or the 56 thought the 88 was all the way down below the white line, as some will do. And yeah, just, man, that real estate was very expensive right there.
Yeah, let's take a look at that one more time from the nose of Norfleet here. It's a perfectly clean move here by Causey, and yeah, Norfleet just comes down into Causey. Plain and simple.
Yeah, not quite sure if he thought maybe Causey was down below the white line or what happened there. It'll be interesting to find out what those two drivers were doing, but I think that mic might be a little hot right now.
Yeah, so Admin's putting that one on Rob Norfleet. No surprise there. This is Zach Deutscher, and this is something I want to see here. Yeah, it's just got to be a little more on the brake when you see that happening. So, yeah, you kind of put that on Causey a little bit for not holding the brake, but I think that's on both of these guys. Deutscher's got to hit the brakes himself and start slowing down, and that's all it takes to end your night. So the man that's going to be liking that, Pete, is the 55 of Jordan Sailors. He's going to get his lap back here and also have some cars out of this race. That's going to be positions gained for this 55. So I'm getting word from the admins. Sailors is actually on the cut line if he stays in 23rd. Saucier would need to win the race. So he's going to be moved up to about 20th now. Think Saucier still might be able to clear him with that gap, but I'm going to have to get a number crunch from our admins behind the scenes to know for sure. So we'll keep an eye. This is really heating up. I thought it was going to be kind of boring here tonight, Pete, with David Duke missing the race, Brian McAvoy missing the race. I thought it was going to for sure give Jordan Sailors that top 15 spot, but he's having to earn it here tonight.
Tell you that that Raise Energy machine, it's crumpled up in the front, it's crumpled up in the back. That can has been completely smashed, but man, he's breathing new life. So we'll have to see what he's going to be capable of and how many points he's going to be able to salvage when it's all said and done and those checkers fly.
Yeah, Bobby Anderson making a good move here, in my opinion, taking a lead here and taking some laps led on the track. That's going to give him a bonus point here, which he desperately needs. He's 21 points behind Saucier as it stands. So right now he would be locked into the playoffs if it were to end up this way, but not pitting, being the only car that did not pit. He's going to feel like he's on an island out there, I guess you could say.
And especially when you're lining up, to the inside of that very, very fast Napa machine that's led a few laps tonight, and we're about ready to get going as soon as the lights top the pace car go on out. But oh, by the way, that 88 still on pit road, Greg.
Yep, so he had some big-time damage, and he's got no horses in the race really tonight. His spot is clinched, and the only thing he was racing for was continuing that streak here tonight, which is obviously over. The streak of 3 straight wins goes in the can after that one with Rob Norfleet. So your top 10 as they are right now: Bobby Anderson up at the top of the list, Ed Shearer in second, Seth Berger third, Timothy Latham in fourth, Corey Saucier up in fifth, having a great run tonight, Reese Schaefer sixth, Scott Kalal in seventh after qualifying on the pole here tonight, Matthew Greathouse in eighth, Brad Herman, quiet night, sitting there in ninth, and Josh Siegfried moving into the top 10. And Brooke Lemke in chat, I know she's going to be liking that.
Absolutely, a couple of big big movers. The 18 up 23 spots as he stayed out to go ahead and grab a point. Behind him, Timothy Latham, and all the battling that he did sitting in P number 4, he's up 10 spots, up 11 spots. Back in P14 is going to be Steve Whitmore. Those two up the most besides our current leader.
Well, these guys behind Bobby Anderson need to know how old of tires he's on, because something you always got to be careful of when these guys don't pit and go up to the front is spinning tires on restarts, and can really check up the field and cause a big incident. So I'm sure these guys are aware. The guys that are in their ear are telling them this guy on the inside line is on older tires. Just be careful, be patient. They never want to hear that, Pete. They're race car drivers.
Absolutely. It's pedal to the floor and away you go. So we'll have to see. Hopefully the 18, he's also saying, hey guys, when you get up here, just let me know where you want me. I'll get out of your way. Again, he just stayed out there to go ahead and grab a point in his Martin Sports Camaro.
Well, we'll have to see. Here reports that Bobby Anderson might actually be down on power too, so we'll see how it goes once we see this Silverback Tax Solutions green flag waving, and he's getting it going. You see a little bit of wiggle out of the 18, but gets it clean nonetheless, and we're back underway. Green flag out in Kansas.
A green flag back in the air. 97, he's not going to waste any time whatsoever. He's going to stay hard in the throttle on the high side, getting by the 18. The 3 is going to be able to get on by him and more. You can almost imagine the entire field up to about midway should be able to clear the 18 within the first couple laps of this restart.
Yeah, he's almost out of the top 10 already in the first half a lap, so definitely feeling the woes of that 18 Chevy Camaro. Tough break for Bobby Anderson, as he's had a good run all season long. Still has a chance to take it all in the Truck Series, and still has a chance next week with the playoff Lucky Dog. We will check that out when we get there. And actually, it's going to be a few weeks before we get to our next race, Pete, because we got a build week, we got an all-star race, and then we'll get to the first round. The first round of the playoffs is going to kick off in Texas, June 14th through the 16th. Charlotte and Michigan, that's going to be your round 1, and then Chicago, Nashville are going to kick off your round of 10. So these are your next 5 races. A great schedule here in SRN this season. It's going to start heating up in these next couple of weeks, though.
Can I vote for Legacy Texas to go ahead and bring that back?
Absolutely
and not.
Because I love the current track. These are 2 of my favorite tracks back-to-back, Kansas and Texas. Obviously because I've won on them, so that's why they're my favorite. But, hey, what else do you need, Pete?
Well, I'll tell you what I need right now is that 24 to get on by the 97 and set sail. But so far, it looks like Ed Sheeran is going to go ahead hold him at bay. And he actually just turned his fastest lap before this yellow flies at a 31.2. Caution 3's in the air.
Yeah, Byron McDonald looks like he might have got loose off a 4 self-crash here maybe. We'll have to check it out and see. Let's go ahead and roll that Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing Rec replay, see if we can figure out what happened here. You see him in the number 8 on the high line. Might just get a little. Oh, it's John Holiday with a big hit right in front of him.
Yeah, it looks like the 9 might have got loose, tried to catch it, and overcorrected it, which is something that's very, very easy to do in these cars. Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, I want to see that again. That was huge from the 9 here, John Holiday. Big hit there. He just goes for a spin. I'm not even going to show the nose cam because we will get dizzy. Goodness gracious, it's still spinning. My God. And there it goes. Finally rests on the infield grass. One more look here.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Blair Holloman just yanks the wheel to the left and still having to miss him, and man, still almost makes contact with Byron, and Blair Holloman gets through there unscathed.
I tell you what, if Blair goes back to watch any kind of a clip that could save his season, that could be it right there.
Yeah, so we will keep an eye on him. He's one of the drivers that finds himself in the top 15. Think he should be good with the way this race has gone here tonight. But, yeah, he's probably counting his I don't know what, but he's feeling lucky right now. Might want to go buy a lottery ticket after that.
Yeah, hey, they say Cat's got 9 lives. We'll have to see just how many Blair Holloman has.
All right, well, lap 38 already to the 3rd caution of this race. Wasn't expecting this type of race here. We had a perfectly clean run last week at Iowa. Not the case here so far at Kansas. So with Ed Sheeran in the lead, Seth Berger just behind him, and Timothy Latham in 3rd. It's going to give us another opportunity to step aside and run another quick commercial break.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktacks.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Pace car lights are off, and We've made some updates, Pete, to our tower here and have changed some colors. And some more drivers find themselves in the green. Scott Kalal, Josh Siegfried, Brad Herman, and Emerson Ardon have effectively clinched their spot in the top 15 with the way this race has played out tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see a lot of those guys feeling pretty good about their race and about their season so far. But here we go, Greg. The pace car is off, coming underneath the flag stand. 97 hard on the throttle, barreling off into turn number 1. We're back green.
Yep, Silverback Tax Solutions, green flag, back out. Any issues with the IRS, go ahead and check out Silverback Tax Solutions. Emerson Ardon back there trying to get back up here, but he doesn't have to worry about it. He is in the top 15. This is Ed Shearer's race up towards the front. He wants another win next to his name. Has a pretty good gap over Seth Berger. Gets a good restart. Timothy Latham back there in third. Reese Schaefer trying to fend off Corey Saucier. We'll keep an eye on this battle as it's heating up back here for fourth.
Slowly 3 down low, where he's made many passes. As you see Timothy Latham come on down and pick up a little bit of that action. There's the 17 and the 23. Also now staying up high. Let's see if they're able to do anything with that 3. Again, been very strong, painting that white line all the way on the bottom. Coming up off the bottom, right next to the 17 on the high side, going down the backstretch.
And this is going to be exciting to watch. Corey Saucier knows what needs to be done as we have the 4th caution of the night come out. He knows he needs to win, seeing this one be Steve Whitmore involved in this incident. He's slow on the backstretch. Let's go ahead and check out what happened to him with another Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing Wreck Replay. Is a caution fest here tonight, boys.
It looks like the right rear of that car has seen better days. Find out what happened here.
Just gets loose off of 2, comes back up. Oh, makes contact with Justin Smith. That's a big hit for the 28. Comes the rest there in the middle of the straightaway. So tough break for Steve Whitmore. He's going to receive the EOL on this one and have to go to the back of the pack. Cole Tires not treating everybody well here.
Not at all, but you know what? One thing I've learned throughout the season so far, these Ohio Sim drivers, they know how to rebound anytime they get down.
All right, well, Pete, just running out of banter here on these caution laps. I didn't have enough content built up this early on. I think we've run more yellow flags laps than we have green flag laps to this point. Ed Shearer not worried about it. He's feeling good so far about his chances here tonight, currently in that top spot. So what do you say we track him down, bring him up for a little bit?
Yeah.
If I can find him. There he is. Ed, it's Greg Olenek and Pete Rusick up here in the booth. You want to talk to us? I don't even think he can hear us, Pete. He's deafened right now. He can't even hear us. This man is in the zone.
Hey, when you're leading and trying to hold off hard chargers like the 24 and company, you got to do what you got to do.
I almost kind of want to leave him in here to see how long it takes him to realize that he's actually in the broadcast booth. He cannot hear us, folks. He cannot talk to us. He's deafened and muted right now, and the 97 is locked in, obviously.
Well, I mean, when you know you got a solid race going, you got a solid season going, irregardless of the car or team or whichever, you put a wheelman behind the wheel, and he's going to do what he can do best.
Let's see if we can track down somebody else. Let's go see if we can bring Corey Saucier up into the booth. Corey, it's Greg Olenek, Pete Rusick up here in the SRN broadcast booth. Man, great run so far in that number 3 Chevy Camaro. Is it Hail Mary? Is it do or die here tonight? Is it give it all or bust? What's going on, man? That 3 looks bad fast here.
Yeah, I think we got to go for it. It's the only way to guarantee our way in. Other than that, but do want to try to keep it clean and just have a good finish since been hard to come by this year. So I'd rather have a good finish here more than anything.
Corey, we've been able to watch you make up a lot of time and positions running that bottom side. It seems like you get those left sides right on that white line. You're getting back in the throttle before some guys on the high side. Usually Kansas, it's all about high side momentum. You've been able to make up a lot of time and a lot of positions on that bottom. What is it about your number 3 Camaro with that red, white, and blue, adorning that machine that's allowing you to do that?
Yeah, it's just bottom's coming in real good. I didn't think it was gonna, but had to give it a whirl, and it seems to be working out pretty well. So hopefully it can keep up. Track doesn't change too much, and we can keep going because don't think too many guys want to run the bottom right now. So I'll take it to my advantage.
Well, you're making it a lot of fun up here for us, man. You're putting on some great battles out there, and we'll give you some time to go ahead and get back down with your teammates, get locked back in, and start heading back towards the front. Best of luck, Corey, man, and we hope you make that top 15.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Always cool, Pete, to talk to one of the guys that is literally in the mix right now and trying to throw that Hail Mary pass for it all. And you heard him. He knows he's got to do it. There's no other way for him to get in besides winning this thing. And with the troubles that Jordan Sailors has had so far, it's possible.
Wonder how much shorter that fuse would have gotten if we would have told him that he's only 9 points back now rather than the 24 when we started this race. How much more aggressive he would be.
I don't know. I think he is not worried about anything that's going on right now. I think he's win regardless of whether he can get in or not. So trying to talk to the admins right now, get all the scenarios because things are constantly changing here. Usually used to having Sean Griffith in my ear telling me these things, but now I'm having to read all the stuff. And man, he just types a lot, so sometimes it takes a little bit to read, Pete.
I'll tell you what, the guys that are on the front row looks like a repeat of the last restart. 97 and the 24, Seth Berger, the guy that I picked for tonight. Pace car is pulling off, getting into that SRN restart zone. Here we go, Greg.
Yeah, Silverback Tag Solutions, green flag back out here in Kansas once again. Waving for the 5th time here tonight early on. It has been a caution-riddled race. Just got to get some heat in these tires, Pete, and I think we're going to see a good one between the guys.
Absolutely, a little bit of a battle, a little bit further back for about P number 4, Reese Schaefer and company. You see that 3 up high, 23 right behind him, 17 of Reese Schaefer kind of pinching him up, now pulling it all the way down and giving all kinds of room to that 3, and it looks like he might have found a little something on that bottom side also.
Yeah, so yeah, he's definitely taking note. I mean, his teammate Causey was running the same thing coming up through the field with this 3, so probably passing the message along to his teammates. I feel like Causey might be in spotter or crew chief mode now because his day is done. He is out of this race. And right now, Jordan Sailor is probably feeling pretty good. Don't tell Corey Saucier, but as long as I believe he finishes top 20, I think Jordan might be in. So that is not going to change the cause here between the 3 and winning this race, though. He wants to win it regardless. I can tell this 3 has been practicing, and I see someone spinning back here. The Siegfried and his teammate Matthew Greathouse going to be the cause of this caution, Pete.
Yeah, I saw the door of the 60 on the straightaway, which is never a good thing. So yeah, caution number 5 at lap 49 of 130. I tell you, I sent out a tweet earlier today, Greg, and I said that the pressure was really going to be turned up. I didn't think it was going to be this week. I thought it was going to be week 1 of the playoffs in just a couple of short weeks. But these guys out here showing tonight, it's, take no prisoners.
Yeah, so Greathouse gets loose off of 4, gets into his teammate there, and that's a tough break. I mean, these guys, Siegfried feeling a little lucky because his name is now in the green with the start or the size of the field here tonight. And his teammate, though, Matthew Greathouse, probably going to be stressed out a little bit now because he is one of those drivers that has not clinched the spot here, and he's going to have some big-time damage after this one.
Yeah, all kinds of damage all the way around, unfortunately, for that. Boy, he turned that thing left, and the rear end stepped out from behind him. Nothing more that he could do. Just wrong place, wrong time for him.
Pete, is it too early to call out sick? Yeah, we'll see.
We got 80 more laps to go of these guys really getting down and dirty here in Kansas. I'm looking forward to all these laps. They're putting on one hell of a show.
Yeah, they are. It's great racing. They just, like I said, need to get some heat in these tires. And there you see Corey Saucier going out to lead a lap in this thing. And
there you go.
At this point, I mean, realistically, we have 12 cars on the track that are not wounded. So why not go out, lead a lap? I wonder if he'll come down and pit with the rest of these guys. That's a 19-lap difference between when him and Bobby Anderson have pitted. But there's 3 names in the top 4 with the orange next to their numbers there, or the orange numbers, I should say. And that means that those guys are the ones that are going to be looking to do the Hail Marys here tonight because they are outside the top 15 if the number is orange. So you got Corey Saucier, Bobby Anderson, and Byron McDonald all sitting up there trying to throw that Hail Mary to get in.
Yeah, right now, well, there you go. That answered your question. You wanted to know if the 3 was going to go ahead and bring it on down pit road. He did. That handed the lead over to Michael Politis in that number 6. Ed Shearer, he's going to go ahead and restart on the outside with Seth Berger, P3, Timothy Latham, P4, and it looks like Scott Kalaw will round out our top 5 once we get back and get going again.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and step aside one more time, take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktx.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, well, we're back out here for the green flag. Michael Politis is going to be taking it on the high line. He's P number 1 with Ed Shearer to the inside. Ed gets a little bit of a loose restart. It looked like he might have spun the tires a little bit. Latham going to get a good run on the outside, going with his teammate there up front. So look for Gear Up to maybe take over the top 2 positions here. Ed Shearer not giving up. Hard charge to the inside.
Yeah, Ed Shearer, he just put the hammer down and he said, bye, and brought the 24 right with him. The 6 of Mike Politis, he fell back just a couple spots. Timothy Latham, though, looks like he's going to be able to stay right there. And, man, this 97 just goes to show he's got no quit in him. He might have got a bad restart, but he's going to be the one to come across the start stripe first this lap.
Yeah, Politis did not pit that last time. He pitted on lap 43, so he had 6 lap older tires than everybody else, and it's evident out there as they just flew right on by. Mike Politis now back to 5th. Timothy Latham to the inside of Seth Berger, though. A really good battle back here for 2nd.
I tell you what, these guys put on a great show, especially Timothy Latham. You know, he's getting better and better in each and every one of these Raise Energy machines that he creates. He's gotten faster throughout the season. Always a fun guy to watch, irregardless of what series he's in. He's definitely a talent out there on track.
Yeah, so we're going to look at this battle probably for a while. Latham is going to be wanting to pick up that spot, and there's a regular season championship that's on the line as well that our admins are also trying to compute as the race goes on. And I've heard that there is an outside chance that Reese Schaefer could take the regular. Oh, and there's someone wrecking right in front of him. Who was that? Is that Seth Berger who got a little loose off of Ford? Saves it, keeps going.
Yeah, he's able to save it all the way down the low line. Good job by him. It's very, very easy to overcorrect in these next-gen cars. So great job by Seth, showing showing another reason why I picked him tonight.
Yeah, so he falls back to 7th, and this smoke is just lingering around this track. I keep thinking people are wrecking in front of our leaders here, as this is a great battle for 4th, really, between Brad Herman, Mike Politis, Scott Kalal, and now Seth Berger wanting to get his nose in here and trying to pick up the spots that he just lost after that little bit of a self-spin. And so this is a great battle for 4th right here, currently owned by Brad Herman.
Yeah, Brad Herman doing a great job repping for TJ's team in that number 85 Ions Motorsports Camaro. Great to see Brad. Every now and then during the week, whenever he's racing, I'll pop in and I'll spot for him. Always a great conversation to have, and he's always upbeat about his position. Tries to make up as many spots as he can. Right now, he's only up 2 from, and that's only because he had a great qualifying to begin with. But it's good to see the 85 move on up.
Corey Saucer going to the inside of Byron McDonald. He's going to make that pass work on the inside, and that has got to be catching the eye of some of these guys. Probably something they didn't expect tonight, seeing these guys able to pass like they are, and he doesn't even care if there's a car to pass. He's still preferring the inside lane just faster, which is surprising, and that just might be a thing that the next-gen cars do here. And they've surprised us all season long, with this being the first season that we've ran them, that the current NASCAR Tour is running, and there's a lot of new things to learn about these cars, and we're possibly learning one tonight. Preferred line maybe shifting down to the bottom here at Kansas. So Corey figuring that out before everybody else, looking really fast here early on. We'll see if he can get back up in the top 5 where he was running not too long ago. So right now, good battle between Seth Berger and Scott Kalal. Seth's going to get back up into the top 5 after that little bit of a slide through turn 4. He's going to start making some hay and get back up towards the front. Maybe come away with a win here for you tonight, Pete.
It'd be pretty cool, not only for me, but, Burger Nation that's always out there in chat. Definitely welcome each and every one of them each and every single week. But 23 camping onto the back end of this Flood Brothers number 24. I'll get that right one of these times, I promise. But yeah, great run by the 24. Great save by him. That Mustang still got a chance.
Now Corey Saucier right on the bumper of Adrian Schumacher, who's making an appearance here tonight, and that number 30 goes right on by, just like we've seen him do a number of times here tonight. Corey now up to the 9th position, sets his sights on that 61. This is the man we're going to be following for a good bit of the night, Pete, tonight, so get used to it. This car is making it fun out here for us, putting on a heck of a show, and he's going to come away with the most cars passed, no doubt, here this evening.
I tell you what, there's just something about these Fox colors, whether it's on a helmet or on a bike or whatever. It's just something about the neon yellow, the neon green, whichever. These cars always pop when they're out there on track, Greg.
Yeah, so last season's Xfinity Series champion making an appearance here tonight. Usually a road course ringer here this season, but wanting to throw his 2 cents here at Kansas in that number 30 Toyota Camry. So Adrian currently running in 10th. Must not like the handle on that car too much, as he seems to be sliding around the track a little bit. But we'll keep an eye on him all night. He's always a threat to come away with a win. So Corey Saucier completes the pass on Michael Politis, too. He's up to 8th now, sets the sights on 61 of Lane Hosler. Hosler is clinched in the playoffs already after his rookie campaign kicked off to a great start here in Season 3, running out of Ohio Sim Race, and he's going to be battling for that $500. So Lane knows that 3 has got an agenda here tonight, and it's to win this thing. He's probably not certain that he wants to battle this 3 too hard.
I'm really liking the paint scheme also on this Ohio Sim number 61. It's the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds paint scheme. Aim high Air Force. I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan, of course, being an Air Force veteran myself. So I'd like to see that 61 do well. I'd love to see the 3 do well. I'd like to see a few of these guys do well, but definitely some schemes after my heart, man.
Yeah, after running with Lane in the Ohio Sim Racing League, it's no surprise to see that he has a green number next to his name, one of the best drivers in that series. And bring him over here to SRN. He's doing a great job in that 61. Looking forward to when he can finally make a stop in victory lane. So the battle up front is heating up, Pete, as the top three all within a half a second. And I knew I should have picked him tonight, Pete, but this boss securing number 17 back here, this Reese Schaefer Ford Mustang, I think he could steal a win here tonight and get his first win on the season and maybe steal that regular season championship as well with Causey out of this one.
Well, he's definitely battling hard, and he has been all night long. Pulling up behind the 6, very, very quick. It almost looked like he was going to smack that outside wall, but we should both know better. The 5 trying to make that bottom line work. 17, he's going high and then low into the different corners. But man, both of these guys starting to track down the 97 Shearer.
Now, the only way I think this could work for Reese is if he wins the race here tonight, leads the most laps, has a clean race. He needs to pretty much max out on points because Causey has 28 points on him as far as that regular season title goes. So that is going to be close if he does come away with the win here. Still an opportunity to lead the most laps, but if he's going to do it, he needs to do it now.
Yeah, he's got to try to get up there and get that clean air as quickly as possible. I think that's actually what's holding back I think that's what's holding back Timothy Latham and the 17 is just the dirty air that the 97 is dropping on those guys, because once they got to within about 2 to 3 tenths, they haven't really been able to make up much more on the straightaways anyway. As you see, the 5 dive it low. We could have a battle for the lead coming off the corner.
Side by side, off of 4. They're going to give each other room. Right now, the advantage to the 97 of Ed Shearer. As we cross the stripe to start lap 69, he's going to go ahead, head down into turn 1 with no contesting between him and Latham. Latham, if he's not careful, is going to have a battle on his hands between him and Reese Schaefer here. This is a very, very tight race for the lead here between the top 3. But hearing Sailors is done on the night, Pete. His engine has expired. He is out of this race. And that's going to be really interesting if we start to see Corey Saucier maybe make a run for a win here, because I'm hearing if he drops out of the top 20, there is still a chance that Corey could come away with it. So it's starting to get real interesting here with 60 laps to go.
I wonder if anybody's told Corey. Looks like he's actually been able to get on by that Ohio Sim number 61. So put Saucier up to P number 7. Next on his agenda is going to be Scott Kalal in that 23, and he's got Brad Herman right ahead, and he's got his sights set on both of them.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, he's only 2.5 seconds back the lead. You can see the leaders up there.
Yep.
In the middle of turns 1 and 2. He can see all the cars he needs to pass right in front of him. He's got to be feeling really good about this after starting a little bit further on back in the pack, after staying out to lead that lap and coming down pit road a lap later to go back to the mid-pack, starting to make his way back up. And you can just see he feels fast, knows that his line works and sticks to it, even though everybody else, Pete, is running that high lane. Corey Saucier making a very interesting case at possibly being an SRN Cup Series playoff driver here in Season 3.
Keeping an eye on the 85 and the 23 right in front of him. He's got to be rooting it on. Go ahead, you guys go ahead and get to mixing it up. Get back to running side by side, because he was making up leaps and bounds on those guys. And as you said, looking ahead, you see Timothy Latham with the 97. They're side by side up there. So the more these guys get to fighting, the more they don't run single file. It's just going to bring this 3 more and more into the frame. And boy, he's got a piece to contend. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen if that 3 can make it up to inside the top 3.
Yeah, so we're going to follow him all through the night. But right now, I want to keep my eyes on this battle for the lead. Reese Schaefer taking a look to the inside of Timothy Latham. He's going to think better of it, tuck back in behind the number 5, and reassess where maybe he can make the pass. But he is feeling good about the way that 17 is running right now. With his teammate Joseph Causey out of the race, he is now maybe feeling like he has even better shot at winning tonight's race. He looked good because he was very fast for the good portion of practice earlier on, if you were able to check it out in the pre-race show, until Scott Kalal actually took the fastest lap. So Reese knows he has a bad, fast machine here tonight. And even though he's locked in, he wants to win so bad, and he deserves it with the way he's run here this evening. So he's making another look to the inside of Timothy Latham here again. All 3 of these drivers within 0.3 of a second of one another. They're pretty much on top of one another right here as they go down into turn number 1.
Yeah, you can tell that Timothy Latham really trying to push that that number 5 Raised Energy machine. He just turned his fastest lap just a couple of laps ago at a 31.08, 1 full tenth faster than the 97 in front of him. So between the throttle time and a little bit of draft help, Timothy Latham right now with the fastest lap. Reshaper, he wants some of that clean air to get dumped on the front end of that 17. He's tired of running third right now, because if he goes high, he's stuck behind one guy. If he goes low, he's stuck behind the other. He needs to try to find that open ground, like right where he is right now, right in that middle group, and try to get back in the throttle, see just how much time he can make up, get back in the draft, pulling down the backstretch.
So following this battle for the lead and getting another update from our admins. This is unofficial, but they're saying if Corey Saucier wins and stays clean, he'll be at 262 points. If Sailors finishes in 20th, he'll be at 262 points. It would be a tie, and Pete, both drivers would get into the playoffs. So something just tells me it's going to happen, man. I don't know. I'm just rooting for this 3, and I know I need to be unbiased, but I just love a good headline. And that would be it as he goes on by the 23 of Scott Kalal now.
Yeah, down low, right where he's made most of his hay tonight. He's going to try to slide up in front of that 23. Yep, he's going to be able to complete that pass. So one now of the cars that he was watching while we were talking about what he was able to see out of his windshield. One car is now in his rear view. Next is going to be the 85 of Brad Herman if the 3 has his way.
And he's running down these leaders as well, Pete. I mean, I'm putting it in right now just to show the difference in times. Let's go ahead and bring it up. The last 5 laps, Saucier has been faster than the leaders. So closing the gap, I think this one's going to be red here because I brought it up and I'm jinxing him now. No, he's still 4/100ths of a second faster. So not as much gain that time, but still gaining on the leader. So the fastest car on the track right now is this number 3. Rat Pack Racing Chevy Camaro.
I mean, you look at that, lap 74, almost a 2 full tenths. The next lap, almost a tenth, then almost a tenth. So yeah, he's bad fast. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out for this number 3. Again, definitely pulling for him. Brad does not want to see him in his rear view though, because that's another point that would fall.
This battle, I mean, you didn't think it could get tighter, but it in fact is. And now they're bringing a 4th car into the mix. Seth Berger getting in on this. It's a 4-car battle for the lead. And I mean, you can see Herman and Saucier back there as well. Both of those cars are pretty fast right now as they're gaining on these leaders. So it's about to look like a super speedway race almost here at Kansas Speedway. Wow, I thought Reshaper was about to get the wall right there, but didn't. Stays off of it. And we have 50 laps to go in this one, Pete. What started as a caution fest has turned into a long green flag run. We might be seeing some green flag pit stops here shortly. I'm very curious. Whoa, that's a really big move there by Shearer. Latham in the wall. That's going to kill his momentum down the backstretch and give the 2nd position to Reese Schaefer. 3rd goes to Seth Berger now. Move Latham back to 4th, and that kind of splits things up here.
Well, that was interesting to say the least. It kind of reminded me of Carl Edwards and Jimmy Johnson years ago, where Carl Edwards, he threw it in there, tried to take the pass on Jimmy, ended up in the outside wall, and a little bit later on he said, well, it worked in the video game.
Well, it just worked right there kind of to Ed Shearer's favor as he's put some time on the rest of those guys now. As these guys were nose to tail, he's able to put a half second on the rest of them, killed the momentum, and now Reese Schaefer defending against his teammate Seth Berger here, but both of them starting to inch back and maybe run down Shearer. I'm just wondering if Shearer has maybe used his stuff up a little more, but it's just making it really hard to pass that 97, which is kind of slowing up everybody here, bringing everybody else into the mix. And back here further, Corey Saucier making that pass for 5th. He's going to clear Brad Herman. So 3 up to the top 5.
Yeah, 3 is now up 3 spots into the top 5, just ahead of him. Timothy Latham up 10 spots, but Brad, he's going to try to fight back on that bottom side. TJ's team looking strong.
Yeah, he just saw Corey do it. He says, why not give it a try? Doesn't complete it, and Saucier clears the 85, so all his Now 5th position goes to Corey Saucier. Back up front, though, it's going to heat up here between the 97-17, and I know Corey is going to love seeing this with 2 battles side by side for the lead and for 3rd going on right here.
Yeah, you got to give a big tip of the hat to Seth Berger. Not too long ago, we were watching him spin out, lose a few spots, heated up his tires, and still able to work his way back inside the top 3, top 5, as it looks like Seth Berger now back to P4. Corey Saucier, absolutely loving what he sees as the battle right now for P3 side by side.
Yeah, right now, Saucier is 9 points back of Sailor. So do the math. I mean, you got 3 positions right there and 5 bonus points for winning. That's 8 points. And then another for keeping that car clean if he finishes with 0x. That is the 9 points that he needs, all sitting right in front of him. This is a great time to make it all happen for Corey Saucier. And, man, what if he did? It's just not a lot of drivers can race under pressure, Pete, but this man right here is doing it so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at out of his windshield, getting into the corner, you can see him making up the time, getting into and coming off the corner. Yeah, he's just got a very, very fast number 3 tonight, doing everything that he possibly can. And if everything aligns for him, man, this will be one hell of a race for that 3.
Do it for Dale, Corey. Do it for Dale. Go. So right now, Shearer is still fending off his former Tank Racing teammate there, Reese Schaefer, in that 17, and going to have some lap traffic coming into play now too, which could always shake things up here. That's Justin Smith right in front of him. Emerson Ardon also just in front of him. So Justin Smith was in contention here tonight, and I'm hearing that his day is done. Can no longer make it on points with the way that car is running currently. So Justin Smith out of it as far as pointing in to the playoffs goes.
Man, I tell you, this 97, he's been able to hold everybody at bay, whether it's old tires, fuel, whatever. The 97, he's still able to make any line that he wants work for him. He might have to get out of the throttle a little bit earlier than he was earlier, but still dumping all kinds of dirty air onto the 17 or the 24 or now the 3 as he moves into P number 4.
Yeah, so Saucier up to 4th now. Next man in line to get the pass is going to be Seth Berger just in front of him, and Corey can smell blood in the water. That battle between him and Herman kind of slowed him up a little bit. Now finds himself a 2.5 seconds back, but with no cars around, he's going to try and hit his marks and make up some time on these guys because the laps are ticking off, and he's going to have to start considering when he wants to pit here because that is going to be a big deal as far as whether he wants to undercut it or be the one that stays out the longest with those freshest tires in case a caution does come out. So I think we kind of whittled down the field enough to this point that, I don't think we might see any cautions here for the rest of the time being. But the first one that come down pit road, we kind of missed it, was Timothy Latham. So he's back in 16th right now. He pitted on lap number 87. So 3 laps to go. Timothy Latham came down pit road. Sorry we missed that. Too many battles happening up front. So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Timothy Latham, he was up there with the 97, with the 17, with the 24. So by coming down pit road, if he's able to carry a little bit more speed into and off the corner, as you were just watching him really get through there pretty quick, he might be able to make up some time because these guys are still having to run their speeds with a whole lot of laps on their tires, with that fuel cell getting lighter and lighter. So this might be something good for Latham, but will it be good in the long run? Will he be able to hold off the 97 if the 97 should come out behind him on track once Ed Shearer pits? There's a whole lot yet to be seen. We just passed 40 to go, sitting at lap number 92 of 130, 38 laps remaining.
Pete, this is a big deal right here, seeing this 88 car back on the track. This is not what Jordan Sailors wants to see. Right now, he's currently back in the 20th position. He needs to stay in that 20th position. The only one behind him turning laps is this man right here, who's still 33 laps behind him. But, Pete, there's 38 laps in the race. So, if Joseph Causey finishes this race without losing 6 or more laps in that time frame, Jordan Sailors, with the Corey Saucier win, would miss out on the playoffs.
Well, we were talking about pitters and when they were going to come on down. 97 looks like he's been able to bring it down, handing the lead over to Reese Schaefer, Seth Berger, Blair Holloman, Adrian Schumacher, and Matt Greathouse, the top 5. But yeah, that could be season ending.
It's going to be crazy if that works out that way. I don't hope it works out that way because, like I said, Jordan Sailors, with the 3 top 10s in the last 5 races, has earned his spot in that playoff, if you're asking me personally. Yep. But, man, what a way for that to end up. If it did end up that way, that's just crazy how it sometimes comes down to one car after 13 weeks. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I think we're going to see Reese Schaefer come down pit road this time and give the lead to Seth Berger. So here he comes for his final stop possibly on the night. Seth Berger now in charge of this one.
You know, we talk every week about points and how you don't want to give up anything on the racetrack when when all the chips are down and it's crunch time. That is the exact reason why you've always got to go hard and go faster every single lap.
Yeah, so 35 laps to go once we cross the stripe. This time, Seth Berger not even thinking about coming down pit road yet. He's just out there cruising, has his spot locked in. He's got that green number next to his name. He's feeling good. He's just out there leading some laps, Pete, and just running it out till the time that he can't anymore. I'm guessing he's just going to run this thing to the end of the fuel cycle here and come out with those 4 fresh tires, see if he can come away with his second win on the season. So we're trying to update these live the best that we can as they go on. Brandon Domain and Sean Griffith's doing a fantastic job of keeping Pete and I informed behind the scenes, and it's just really shaping up to be a great finish to the regular season with this one, the way it's working out. And I hate it for some of the guys that are a little bit stressed right now. But me up in the booth, Pete, I'm feeling good about this whole thing. I don't have to sweat it out this week. I did it in the previous seasons. I just get to sit back and watch it, and they're putting on a great show out there.
Absolutely. Something that's going to be a little bit more interesting to watch to see how it plays out. Seth Berger has yet to pit. Actually, he's going to whoa up that 24 right now. Come on down pit road. That's going to leave Schumacher and Siegfried out. Siegfried out now also in the pit. That's going to bring Timothy Latham up to the point. And I was watching the 97. Whoa, cooked it. He's going to be able to make it in there. Good job by him right there. But Timothy Latham, he flew on by the 97 as he was exiting pit road. So those few additional laps that the 5 went in on are going to prove huge. I think it's going to be at least a good, 3 or 4 seconds back to Ed Shearer. Ed Shearer, there's no quitting him. I mention that about him all the time. But it's going to be interesting to see just how far Latham's gap is.
3.5 seconds.
3.5 seconds for pitting, 4 or 5 laps before. That just goes to show what those Eagle Feel Goods really can do for you at a track like Kansas.
Yeah, and I mean, that put Corey Saucier 6.5 seconds back, too. That is a big gap to cover in a small amount of time. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real spicy. And let's go ahead and put it on there. Why don't we just show what we're looking at? This is the separation between the leader and Corey Saucier. Saucier, I know you guys are probably getting tired of hearing us talk about him, but this is the guy that is going to be making a Hail Mary pass for this playoff spot here tonight. Jordan Sailors is officially, out of this race here. Currently sits 20th, with Causey still out there, 25 laps behind Sailors. Still has a shot at passing Sailors to put him back to 21st. If Saucier, comes away with the win here tonight, he will move into that 15th spot and sole possession of that 15th spot. So that would move Sailors out of this race. So I might keep this map up here a little bit, Pete, just to kind of keep an eye on it and see the progress being made and that gap shrinking as the laps tick off.
Yeah, the 5 just kind of put his right sides into that outside wall just a little bit. Big battle right now between the 17-3 and company, and also the 23 back there. So, oh boy, that was tight as well. You can tell he's keeping his foot in the throttle as much as he can, trying to make up time. Ed Shearer now 1.8 off the back bumper of Latham. Herman, Schaefer, and Kalal, your top 5. Saucier, he's digging.
Yeah, doesn't seem to like the handling on cold tires with this 3, and got word. He did scrape the wall. He's got a little bit of front-end damage to that thing, but still came away with 0 incident points after that. He just does – that car looks really scary right now off the exit of 4, and I don't like it one bit as he's losing more positions right now.
Yeah, I see the 24 taking the bottom side. 3 is going to keep it wound up on the high side, as it looks like, I believe that was the 61 that he was battling earlier, just below him. But he's in a good spot. He's up against the wall in the draft and able to try to make up some more time as they go side by side in front of him, which is exactly what he wants to see.
Further on up, battle now between Brad Herman, Seth Berger, and Scott Kalal here. This is the battle for 4th. As Berger, with those fresher tires, has the freshest tires out there amongst our leaders. And a yellow flag. This is big right now. And I think this is big for that 3 who just did not seem confident after that pit stop. I don't know if the little scrape of the wall upset the car or what, but seeing Blair Holloman involved in this one.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some smoke pouring out the back end of that thing. Very unfortunate. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, we'll bring up another Sparkle and Shine mobile detailing wreck replay here. All by himself. I think this might be a cold tire spin here. And yeah, you can just see the car getting loose on him. Yelled out. Overcorrects. Big hit into the wall. Flips it through 3 and 4. Comes back down on all 4 tires. That was a wild ride for Blair Holloman.
Yeah, when these things snap to the right and hit that outside wall, it's never a pretty picture. And you're guaranteed several minutes on pit road for repairs.
Well, hang on here, Pete. We're about to go for a ride. You can just feel it. That's a helpless feeling right there. Overcorrects, big hit to the wall, flips it over with all that momentum being stopped right there in a hurry, and comes back down on all 4 tires. The night done for the 06.
I tell you what, I don't think Timothy Latham wanted to see this caution come out because he had a pretty healthy, 2+ second gap over P number 2. Now this is going to, it's even grounds for everybody. Everybody coming on down for 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Go ahead and top it off with just what they need. One person that did like this, Corey Saucier. We're talking about that 3 car all night long, but he is going to be right there in the thick of it. We've seen him make many passes on that bottom side, and if it shows right now where he's going to restart, depending on who he beats off of pit road, looks like Saucier, where'd he won. No way.
He took a 2-tire stop.
There you go. Gambling. Hey, you got to do it.
2-tire stop puts Corey Saucier out in front of this thing with 25 laps to go.
Wow.
I think we might get an update from our admins here during this caution, the 6th caution of the race. So while they're crunching numbers, we're going to step aside and do the same thing, run a quick commercial break, come back, hopefully with an update on the other side of the break.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktx.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all, fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Welcome back. We have a visitor up here in the booth, man that's been crunching the numbers all night. Brandon Domain joining us. Brandon, give us an update because it's starting to get a little spicy up here with the sauce man up front.
It's getting really spicy, and Jordan Sailors still sitting at 262 as they run right now coming to this restart. Corey Saucier, 262. We got a tie for 15th. And oh, by the way, 9 points separate Causey, Latham, and Schaefer for the regular season title as well.
Wow, so battles for the regular season title and battles for the cut line as well. Keep us updated throughout the night, man. You're doing a great job.
It sounds good. Will do.
All right, pace car peels off. We're going to see the 7th restart of the night. That's Silverback Tax Solutions, green flag waving. Corey gets a good jump, hits that gas real hard. Really puts some distance between him and Latham. It's go time. Hashtag go fasters in the chat.
Absolutely, 3-car. He's going to be able to take whatever line he wants. The bottom line has worked for him. He's going to come on down and slam the door shut on the 5 of Latham. Let's see, though. We saw the 97 as the race has gone on be able to hold others at bay. Can the 3-car do the same thing? Latham is fast. The 24 Seth Berger is very fast. 3 is going to be able to stay in that middle line. 5 diving it in there, washing up just a little bit. He's going to have to get out of the throttle,
Whoa.
Get back in line. That almost put the 24 in the wall. 5 going through the grass.
Well, Saucier likes seeing that. Latham going through the grass, and maybe the battle here between Seth Berger, Reese Schaefer further on back. For second, Saucier really wants to see these guys battle it out so he can put some time between him and the rest of the field. Right now, holding his own between him and the 24, and during that commercial break, you could tell we were looking. He's got some significant damage to the right front of that 3. 7th caution of the night is out, and I think that's going to be really music to the ears of Corey Saucier.
Absolutely. The more laps he can lead, the more laps that wind down with him out front. Absolutely. You just got to catch up to that pace car, and you know the 3's just going to sit back there and whistle a happy tune as he gets ready to go back green. But let's see what happens with this replay.
Yeah, this one is going to be on Byron. McDonald had to rewind it a little bit because this was a long spin here. He just gets real loose and tries to save it. Gets loose in the center of Shearer, and Matt Greyhausen just finally breaks loose on him, but off the track. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 10 out of 10 as far as wreck avoidance goes on everybody, including Byron McDonald right there.
Yeah, great job by the 8 to actually hold it right in the middle. He didn't overcorrect and wash up, didn't turn too far to the left and come on down. He was able, he held it in the middle and didn't collect anybody else. Great job.
So, Brandon, I want to bring you back in before we go back to green one more time here. This is not what Jordan Sailors wants to see. If anything, he was hoping this thing stayed green to the end with Joseph Causey being under power. This is going to be a safe haven for Causey here, not going to be in jeopardy of losing any laps, and now currently 12 laps behind Jordan Sailors. If he gets by Jordan Sailors in that 55, and Corey Saucier wins this race, Sailors is out, am I correct?
That would be correct at this rate, and 19 laps to go. It's going to be 20 laps to go here. And the other thing you got to keep in mind, if there's an overtime restart as well, that's going to make it even harder on Jordan Sailors to stay in that 20th position. He could fall back to 21st. It still has to come down to the Corey Saucier has to win this race, has to keep that 0x, unless Sailors does fall to 21st. Then he can lose that 0x, and there's a little buffer.
I don't think he wants to lose that 0x. Pete, what do you think?
No, not at all. We were kind of curious if he had any kind of an X due to the damage that's on the right front of this number 3, but it sounds like he's still in the green.
Yeah, you can see the right front damage there, and that is probably why. I mean, this car was the fastest car on the track, no doubt, towards the middle portion of that race. And then we got an update from Sean that he scraped the wall but didn't get an incident point. But I am shocked that he did not with the damage that he has on the right front right now. So 20 laps to go. He's about to see these pace car lights go off, and we're going to get this thing gridded up again here. Oh, he's going to really like to see that because they stay on. That's one more lap that he's not going to have to worry about.
Yeah, he's not going to have to fight anybody in his rear view. We saw the great battle between him and the 5 of Timothy Latham. Latham really, I think he might cut both the 3 and the 24 a little bit of slack by getting out of the throttle and turning down in order to not collect the entire field that was racing up up against that outside wall. Unfortunate for Latham, but Latham, he's got some points in the bank. He should be good to go. This 3 right now racing for his playoff life.
And Brandon, I mean, this is another guy right here that is not out of it either. Bobby Anderson still has a chance.
He does. It's a huge long shot, but he's running in 10th place, currently 10 points behind that tie between Sailors and Saucier as they run right now. If he wins this race, he would leapfrog his way up into the playoffs, no matter what Sailors or Saucier do the rest of the way. So he is also in a win and in type of position unofficially right now.
Well, Pete, your first season with SRN, what do you think about the drama picking up here in Kansas?
These late season races, both getting into and post playoff races, they're always a lot of fun. The drama builds. Every point, every position matters. This is like crunch time in the season, and it always leads to a lot of great racing.
Yeah, so we're seeing the pace car lights come off again. Had a great green flag run there towards the middle portion of this race after 5 quick cautions in the first 50 laps. But with 18 laps to go, we're going to get this thing underway with 17 to go. And Corey Saucier is just going to have to run the best 17 laps of his iRacing life here because he's got 3-4 very fast cars just behind him. Seth Berger and Reese Schaefer, I think, are his biggest competition, but never count out Brad Herman and Adrian Schumacher. Herman was last season's Truck Series champion. Schumacher was last season's Xfinity Series champion. So the heat is on for Corey Saucier.
And the heat may be on, but he knows he's surrounded by solid drivers. They should be able to hold their line. He can actually mix it up. But of course, that 3, he wants to go ahead and smash that loud pedal, get a little bit of a gap on the 24, and run his own line, and only play blocker when he has to. Here we go.
Gets another great jump. You could tell he was thinking about that for a while here on this Silverback Tag Solutions green flag. Back underway with 17 to go here in Kansas.
Yes, 17 short laps. The 3 is hoping, as he sees second place running side by side behind him. The more they run side by side, the better the chances are for the 3. 17 looks like he's going to have to fall in behind the 24. 85 of Brad Herman back there as well. 3 is going to get down to that very, very familiar line. 24 is going to run the middle. 17 up high, coming off 3 and 4.
3 very short, or 16 very short laps, I should say, for maybe you, Pete. But right now, this is probably a 400-lap race for Corey Saucier. At least it feels like it with everything going on in his head. But one thing he's got to focus on right now is this view right here. Nobody in front of him in the position that he needs.
Ooh,
and a spin right behind him. Kalal and Ed Shearer along with Adrian Schumacher. Another caution. And I think this is going to be music to the ears of Saucier, man.
Absolutely. It took out, that wreck just took out a very, very fast car in that 97. He's going to have some damage, so he's not going to be as fast as these other guys. 3 cars loving what he's seeing. Let's go to the replay.
Yeah, let's check it out here again. Let's go ahead. Scott Claw in the middle of this mix. Ed Shearer to the inside. Gets in a little bit to Reese Schaefer. Schaefer with a little bit of wiggle there. I'm not sure what happened to Adrian further on back. He gets into it with Greathouse. So kind of 2 separate incidents here. Let's see if we can go ahead and see what happened to Schumacher here. He's in that bright highlighter green number 30 Fox here. Sees what's happening right in front. He gets loose himself off of 4. And looks like Greathouse is kind of slammed on the brakes there, seeing what happened in front of him. But no harm, no foul. Each one of these cars pretty much unscathed, but pretty scary moment for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I think the guy that took the most damage out of that was unfortunately the 97 of Ed Shearer. So I have to see what he's got left for the race. But man, this 3 car absolutely loving these pace laps.
Yeah, so barely hooks the bumper of the 17, and I'm giving 17 a 10 out of 10 for even saving that. We've seen how loose these next-gen cars. He got a little assistance off it, too, and keeps it going in that Boss Security number 17 Ford Mustang. So Schaefer hangs on to that third position. The top 8 staying out, but everybody else coming down pit road this time.
So, Greg, just a recap for everybody that's out there in chat. What is the green-white checker attempts? What's the limit here? Is it 3, 1,
3.
2? What? 3.
Three
All right,
attempts
so,
at it. We're not going to need that, Pete. We're not going to need that at all.
Yeah, we might, because, man, all the points are on the line. So many different scenarios to play out. 3's liking what he sees, but there's guys behind him that have their own agendas also.
So there you see it, the legend at the top of the tower. Green means you're clinched. Yellow means you are in the cut. Orange means you're outside looking in. And red, you're dead. You're eliminated from pointing your way in. And you don't need to adjust your TV set, Pete. The man at the top has the orange number next to his name, and he needs it bad. That's the only way he finds his way into the playoffs here. And it's just crazy that it's working out this way.
So he's got to, if he does have to throw a block on a 24, he's got to make sure that there's no contact. He can't afford a point. He can't put that car up into the wall. He has to win, and he's got to do it cleanly. He can't have any admin problems after the race. This 3 has to be completely flawless for these last 13 laps.
So right now, the battle, Brandon for the lead. That regular season lead, heating up Causey with a 4-point lead, and we were wondering why Causey might be running. He's not out there to maybe throw a wrench at Jordan Saylor's chances of making the playoffs. He wants to win this regular season championship, and he's still in contention.
Sorry about that. He's 100% in contention for sure. 4 points ahead right now of Reese Schaefer. Reese Schaefer in position. If he wins this race, that adds 5 points to his total. If Joseph Causey picks up 1, then we might be seeing a possible tie for the regular season title.
Between teammates at that. It's just crazy. Crazy.
Well, I mean, hey, if you're going to battle for a regular season championship, Tank Racing, they've been on top of the standings all season long. I would imagine he wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah, and Latham 14 back. He doesn't really have a realistic shot at coming away with it at this point. Am I right?
No, that's going to need some pretty crazy scenario there. So at this point, Latham, Shearer likely not in position. It's down to Causey and Schaefer for the regular season title, down to Saylor, Saucier, and Anderson for that 15th or possibly 16th as well position for the playoff.
Yeah, why not? The more the merrier. We've seen it happen before on the cut line, and why not see it again? And like I said, Corey Saucier has won here many times in Speed Racing Network, but in the Truck Series, yet to get that Cup Series win. Why not do it here at Kansas in the last week of the regular season? So Seth Berger going to line up to his outside, Reese Schaefer just behind him, Brad Herman 4th, Lane Hosler, Latham in row 3, Michael Politis, Josh Siegfried somehow still in row number 4, and Adrian Schumacher, Ed Shearer in row 5. A lot of beat-up cars out here, and a lot of fast cars out here as well, and a lot on the line up front. So Reese is going to be battling, but I don't think Corey gives up this spot without wrecking, man.
No, he's got too much at stake. He's driven one hell of a race. I think he's going to get on the loud pedal pretty quick as soon as that pace car ducks off, and we're going to go back green. Here we go.
Yeah, riding on board with the Silverback Tax Solutions green flag. We're on board with Adrian Schumacher. Excuse me, not Adrian. This is Corey Saucier right here. Gets a good jump on everybody. Gaps the field here. Seth Berger going to get on by Reese Schaefer for that second position as well, and Saucier is liking what he's seeing. This is what we saw last time. They're battling for second.
Yeah, 24 down low. 17 is going to fall in right behind him. There's the 5 and company. I believe that's going to be 85 of Brad Herman. So the 3 car, he's just got to worry about 1 car in his rear view at a time. And see the 5 and the 17 very, very tight to each other. 3 continues to come off that corner, carrying all kinds of speed across the line. 10 laps remaining.
Seeing that Jordan Saylors is back out there on the track, and he has an 8-lap advantage over Causey, so big move there Just got to hang on to it. But right now, Saucier needs to hang on to this lead. He needs to battle as they're wrecking behind him. It's a drag race. If this caution comes out, it's going to go to Seth Berger. Saucier sends it down into 3 if it sticks. Side by side out of 4 with 10 laps to go. He gets the caution with that lead spot. I think he's going to get it.
Yep, he looks like scoring and timing does show Corey Saucier at the point when that yellow flew. So the 3 car, he's got one more round in that chamber that he can pull. We should go back green. About 6 laps remaining, if I'm not mistaken. Oh boy, this is getting tense, Greg.
Pete, I'm nervous and I'm not even racing. I said I was chill earlier and because I wasn't racing. That's completely changed. I'm so nervous for Corey Saucier right now. Here's Timothy Latham going for a spin through 3 and 4. I think he collected Josh Siegfried there as well. Let's take another look at that. It's just 4 wide going down into turn 3. A dicey moment for these guys right here.
Timothy Latham.
Yeah, he gets into the 17 right there.
Yeah, I think he got into that corner a little bit faster than the 17, had to check up, and when he did that, he completely lost the back end, and around he came, collected at least 1 or maybe 2 others. Tell you what, that Raise Energy machine's been bad fast all night long. Now, unfortunately, very, very damaged.
Yeah, so this is Josh Siegfried. Tries to go high, almost clears it, gets caught up, but even though a bad night on the results sheet, he is clinched and is going to be battling for that $500. His first ever attempt in the playoffs. So glass half full approach to this one, Josh. Congratulations. You're still going to be battling in those playoffs. So, whew, Pete, I don't know what to say at this point, but it's getting good. 130 laps. How many every laps we've run all season comes down to this. We're going to probably take that green, like you said, with 5 or 6 laps to go. And Saucier is going to be riding with those elbows out as wide as, I think, a 747 airplane out there.
Well, he just saw where the 24 was very, very strong, and that was in that middle to high lane. So you can imagine that he's probably going to come up there and try to dump as much dirty air on the front of that 24 of Seth Berger that he can. 3 cars just got to hold on. He's put a great race together. If he can cap it off, he will absolutely have earned his spot, Greg.
So right now, your top 10, Corey Saucier, Seth Berger, Brad Herman, Reese Schaefer, Lane Hosler, Michael Politis, Ed Shearer, Matthew Greathouse, Adrian Schumacher, and Scott Kalal. That is a look at your top 10. Well, just as I say that, Byron McDonald moves into the top 10. They're around there somewhere.
Man, what a great race this is actually turning out to be. We were talking about the cautions in the very beginning, and then they got that very, very long green flag run with some green flag pit stops mixed in. We saw different strategies on speed, on tires. Talking about tires, 3 car, only taking right side tires and only taking the fuel that he needed. What a great mixed bag this has turned into.
Yeah, it's it's almost poetic that it worked out this way, Pete, because we talked about it. And I was being a little down before the race. I was like, man, the guys on the cut line aren't even going to be here today. It's pretty much a for sure thing that Jordan Sailors is going to get in, and nobody else really will probably have a shot. But it has just worked out to be a great battle all the way to the end of this regular season here in the Cup Series. And it's going to be a great battle the rest of the week, too. We got 2 more races. The Truck Series race going on tomorrow. Another great battle there. Rob Yost looks to make a push to the top 15 if he can get in. And then the Xfinity Series race. A lot of guys battling on the cut line, and Brandon Domain, one of them.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how Brandon does a little bit later on in the week. I saw you had that hard charger graphic up on screen for the 18. Yeah, absolutely. Right now he's sitting 12 spots up in P number 12. Steve Whitmore right behind him, also 12 spots up. And then Michael Politis in that number 6, up 11 spots. So great mix for that hard charger award right now.
So seeing a lot of people coming into to join us here late on in this race. We're going to take the green with 5 laps to go. And to kind of summarize it for you, this 3 needs to win to get into these playoffs for the points difference. And right now, with the way it's working out for Jordan Sailors, the only way he can lose that position to Joseph Causey is if we have a number of green-white checker finishes out here tonight, and he is, for some reason, unable to complete those laps. So we're staring down the possibility of a tie on the cut line if Saucier can come away with the win. He's got to keep that car clean, so he's got to be careful battling too hard, but at the same time, he can't afford to lose a position. So like I said, I think the only way he loses this lead is if he gets wrecked by defending it. So Corey Saucier gets on that loud pedal real hard again, gets a good jump over the 24. He has perfected these restarts here tonight. Gets a good gap between him and Berger, and Brad Herman going to go to the inside of that 24 now. 5 laps to go in this one.
Yeah, the more the 85 and the 24 will battle, the better that is for the 3. He's got a good 2-car length lead right now on the 24. 17 up high, 85 underneath him. So again, all the 3's got to do is worry about 1 car at a time. He's gone back down to the low line where he's made up a lot of speed, a lot of positions all night long. 24 this time, not able to get or close in as he has in the past. 4 laps remaining, Greg.
Yeah, he's picking up a little time on this front stretch with the momentum. He carries on that high line. The middle line going to be the choice here for Corey Saucier this time. He's going to try and hit that apex and run low out of the turn. 4 very long laps left for Corey Saucier. Quarter second of a lead over Seth Berger, a lead that he must defend if he wants to get into the playoffs. He's going to come through 3 and 4 with 3 laps to go, and he sees that 24 very close behind.
Yeah, 24 all within his tire tracks, but the caution's out.
Another caution here.
Ooh.
That's going to be our first attempt at a green-white checker here, and let's see if I can track down, see who's the cause of this one. Looking like it's Justin Smith here. So Sparkle and Shine, Mobile Detailing Rec Replay for the 10th time tonight. See Justin Smith in that white 28 here, goes for a little spin, comes back up in front of Torrance Sailors. Woo! That could have been big. That's a big move for the 55 to avoid that.
Yeah, great job by him at the last minute to get that thing turned left. Woo. Wow.
Oh, made a little bit of contact there, but nonetheless keeps that thing running, which is what he needed to do because he still has that 8-lap gap over Joseph Causey and cannot afford to lose any more laps out there. So great move by Sailors if he wants to make this final 15 here tonight. So first attempt at a green-white checker after the admins putting that one on the 28 of Justin Smith. He's going to get that EOL penalty. As it stands right now, Sailors and Saucier still tied, 262 points apiece. Anderson sitting back there outside the cut, 12 points back.
Well, I'll tell you what, if what we just saw right there, if that was a green-white checker, if that was what we're just about ready to see, we'd be talking to Saucier very, very soon, and you can imagine he'd be extremely ecstatic. So if he's able to run 3 more laps just like that, he'll be able to go ahead and grab that W, put that sticker on his roof rail, and call himself a winner and call himself playoff bound.
This is obviously dragging out because I am very nervous for this man up front right now. It's just a nerve-wracking moment. You come down all the way to this point of the season. You've run 13 races. You've run over 1,000 laps here in SRN, and you're trying to claim your spot to race for that $500 prize at the end of this one. So Saucier, a veteran here in SRN, showing it as he is holding on to that lead. Now, Brandon, I want to bring you in real quick. Is there any chance that he could lead the most laps here tonight, too, to gain another extra point?
No, that was pretty decided long ago with Ed Shearer. He's led 75 laps here unofficially in this race, so that's well over that. That was pretty much locked up around lap 90.
All right, thank you for that update. A little hard for me to keep up with that. I don't have that on my telemetry here, so appreciate that update. So didn't know if all this was working out in his favor. It might sneak in another extra bonus point. So, yeah, he is going to have 2 laps to defend Seth Berger. And if he gets a restart like he's been getting these last couple of laps, I think he can do it, Pete.
Yeah, I believe he can. I really do. He just showed right there that he was able to get a great jump again. The 24 is going to have to be on throttle right when that 3 goes. His spotter, if he's got one up there in the stands, he's got to tell the 3, hey, he has been going right as soon as the pace car comes across the line. He's not waiting. He is going as soon as he possibly can. So the 24's got to have some help in his ear. The 3, he's got to have another great restart. No tire spin. He only took 2 tires. So there's a little bit playing against the 3, but he's also got the advantage by being in the control car as well. This green-white checker run is going to be one for the ages.
So if you guys like what you're seeing, do not hesitate to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the little bell here so you know anytime we go live, because this is just the beginning of what's going to be taking place this week. Cut line weeks are always drama-filled, and this one living up to the bill here. Coming down to the very end here in the SRN Cup Series race. It's going to be a battle between Corey Saucier and Seth Berger. And let's not forget Reese Schaefer back here in third. He's battling for something. He's trying to get this win here to come away with that regular season championship here with Joseph Causey back in 21st. So pace car lights are off, and we're going to get down to it here in a couple laps.
You know, in the beginning of the race, Greg, I picked the 24 to win. You know what? I got to vacate that. I've got to go with this 3. I mean, yeah, I am all about the red, white, and blue this holiday. I'm all about the underdog story, as most of us are. You know, those are the ones that always have the best odds. I hope Corey Saucier can go on up there, grab this W, and solidify his place.
So I'm wondering if he changes it up a little bit this time, knows that he's jumped on that restart zone a little early. What if he waits to kind of catch the 24, anticipating it a little bit, which can always throw him off a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in his shoes right now, because there's probably a lot going on in that head of Corey Saucier's.
Oh, absolutely. You see the guy up top get a little ahead, so he's got to hit the brakes because he can't pass you. He can't be the first one across the start stripe, and just when he hits the brakes, you plow the throttle, and it gets you a little bit more of an advantage. As long as you maintain the same speed, you're good to go. Here we go. One more time.
He gets another good jump. He gets on it early like he's been doing and gets the gap between him and Seth Berger. Reese Schaefer to the inside of Seth. Really going to like that if you're Corey Saucier.
Yeah, Corey Saucier sailing it off into turns 1 and 2. Still has the 17 and the 24 side by side in his rear view. We're coming to the white flag next time by. 24 looks like he's going to have the high side momentum. 17 is going to try to dig to the inside, but falls back in line. 3 coming back down to protect that bottom line. 24 in the middle. Here we go, Greg. 1 more to go.
Yeah, next flag will end it if he takes this white flag, and it's in the air. 1 lap to go. He's just got to hold on to this, with Seth Berger just behind him, 1/10 of a second off of him, and he's going to use that high line. He's got to protect here. He's got to defend, put the arrow on the nose of that 24. He's going to defend that bottom line. Oh, boy, they're going to be side by side going down into turn 3. This is for the season. Seth Berger gets loose. Corey Saucier is going to win this race and seal his spot in the SRN Cup Series playoffs. Corey Saucier wins it here in Kansas.
You got to give that 24 all kinds of credit. He tried to make it work, but he did it cleanly. Great job, Seth Berger, but congratulations, Corey.
Holy crap, Pete. I did not expect that here today. That was a wild one. Obviously, the unofficial numbers are what we're going off of. Everything needs to be tallied officially. And this man right here also, the only driver with 0x. So that is the bonus point that he needed here.
Yeah, man, what a phenomenal finish, phenomenal race. 24 tried to keep him pinned down. He got just a little loose, able to check up, didn't wreck him and the 3. 3's going to go ahead and get a chance to go ahead and show what kind of burnout skills he's got.
Pete, I wouldn't even want to do this. I would be parking this thing, getting out of the car, and leaving it, because I would not want any chance of an incident point being tallied against me right here of any celebration. But he's going to celebrate with Ed Shearer, it looks like. Saucier, a fan favorite amongst all of his fellow peers here in SRN. And there he goes. He's not worried about it. He is burning it down here in Kansas. So I don't think the engine in this number 3 Rat Pack Racing Chevy Camaro is going to survive the rest of the day here. I think this car is going to go in the trash can after this one because he is going to blow the tires off this thing. He is going to blow the engine up in this thing. He doesn't need it anymore, Pete. He's in.
Yeah, he can go ahead and dial up that brake bias, get that thing rolling. And, man, again, big congratulations to him. He came through right when he really needed to get it done. We talked to him about mid-race, asked him if he had, something for the leaders. And, man, he was able to hold off one of the best in Seth Berger and grab the W.
Well, there you go. He is going to burn it down here on the front straightaway for a while. We're going to head back up into the blimp and check out our results here for the final race of the regular season here at Kansas. It was an absolutely wild race and kind of surprised us here. Corey Saucier gets it done, comes away with the win. Lane Hosler with his best finish comes out of nowhere and gets second on the night. Scott Kalal rounds out the top three. Wow, a new podium. This is really cool, Pete. Byron McDonald, his best finish on the season, comes home fourth. Bobby Anderson in fifth.
Yeah, Bobby Anderson at 18, great finish for him. He needed a couple things different to work out for him, but great finish for him. Brad Herman in that number 85 brings it home P6. Matt Greathouse in 7th in that 51. Steve Whitmore brings it home P8. Reese Schaefer, we've talked about him in that 17 a few times tonight, P9. And Timothy Latham able to rebound for a top 10.
Yeah, so with Reese Schaefer there in 9th, I'm fairly confident that is going to confirm, that Joseph Kazi is our regular season champion, well earned by the driver of the 88. Adrian Schumacher comes home in 11th. Seth Berger in 12th. Ed Shearer 13th. Michael Politis 14th. And Emerson Ardon in 15th.
Yeah, what a great race, great top 15. It's going to round out by Joshua Siegfried, Justin Smith, and Bo Tiffany as your top 18. Rat Pack wins it. Rat Pack rounds out your top 18 as well.
Yeah, I hate that it doesn't show my top 20 because Jordan Sailors is confirmed in 20th position, which is where he needed to maybe hold up that tie with him and Corey Saucier. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead, get right to it. Track down Scott Kalal here and bring Scott up to the booth. Scott, it's Greg Olenek and Pete Rusick up here in the SRN broadcast booth. Great run tonight, man. Fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying, come home in third. Great run for the 23 and some really good momentum heading towards the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had kind of a string of bad luck aside from last week. We had three races in a row there where we didn't make it past lap 4, so definitely good to be up at the front again and peaking at the right time. I mean, I kind of thought we were a 5th place car here tonight, but then we got caught up in that deal. I don't know if that was my fault or what happened. I'll have to watch the replay, but yeah, didn't expect to be talking to you guys sitting back there in 10th and kind of just got a hole there when that wreck happened in 4, and we were in the right spot and got around everybody there and wound up 3rd somehow. So finally a little luck in the right direction here.
Oh, I gotta say, man, congratulations. You grabbed the pole as Greg said. Plus, you were fastest in practice, so it goes to show, there's, you earned those. You weren't, it wasn't draft or anything like that. What was the key to wrapping that bottom line in these next gen cars, bringing that number 23 home third?
Peter, I'm not really sure because I felt like I was one of the guys that had trouble on the bottom. I felt good on the top, but for whatever reason, I just didn't feel comfortable running that middle lane or the bottom, and I felt like that was probably the difference between being a 5th place car and being, top 2 or 3. Just being able to make that work, but somehow we wound up 3rd with a little luck anyway, so it worked out.
Yeah, sometimes better to be lucky than good, and that paying off here tonight. But Scott, you're no surprise. You're used to running here in the playoffs. How you feeling about your chances this season?
I feel good. I like the 1.5 miles now, especially now with this new package. I enjoy the off-throttle time. I think it plays into my wheelhouse quite well, so definitely excited. I think we can make some noise here in the playoffs. There's some boys up there that are going to be tough to beat, but we'll make a run at it. We'll make it challenging on them here, I hope.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, you got any friends, any sponsors, any family you want to give a quick shout-out to?
Yeah, I just want to thank my friends and family for watching, and my teammates. Had some good advice there in practice from Matt. Definitely helped me put it on the pole there. And yeah, just all our league sponsors and you guys in the booth there. Everybody does a great job.
Hey, we appreciate that, man, and we'll see you at the All-Star race and the first race in Texas in 2 weeks, man. Congratulations on clinching your spot in the playoffs, and congratulations on a great run here tonight, finishing on the podium.
Sounds good. I look forward to it. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. We'll send you back down to your teammates here. Have a good one. All right, that was Scott Kalal, who came home in third position here tonight. Let's go ahead, bring up P2, if I can click this button here. There it is. Lane Hosler, it's Greg Olenek and Pete Rusick up here in the booth. Good to talk to you, man. Great run on your best finish of the season, coming home P number 2. You're in the playoffs in your rookie season. Tell us how it's been so far and how it feels, man. You're going to be competing for $500 here in the next couple of weeks.
Honestly, I have no words right now. About probably halfway through that race, I virtually wrote myself off. I didn't think we had a shot at even making it up back to the top 10. That was a wild race.
I tell you what, it's a whole lot of fun to watch both you and the 3 work your way through the field. It seemed like wherever he went, you seemed to be able to follow right along. It was a great red, white, and blue battle for many, many laps. Walk us through how your car felt in those closing laps with those restarts.
So honestly, the end of the race, the car was the best that it had been the entire race. Early on, it was twitchy, loose, and then there toward the end, I started picking up on what Corey was doing, running the bottom, and that seemed to help quite a bit.
Well, Lane, like I said, you're going to be battling for that $500 over the course of the next 7 weeks. You're a rookie here in SRN. How are you feeling about your chances of making a run at this thing? You liking the tracks on this remaining schedule, and what are you feeling about your chances stacking up to the competition here?
Honestly, if I'm top 7 or 8 at the end of the year, I'll be happy. I didn't really put too much thought into the championship coming into this. I was just wanting to basically finish all the races and see where we ended up.
Well, you certainly did that and made your name known here early on, man. Before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Actually, my parents and my grandma are watching right now, so I'd like to say a shout out to them. Thank them for supporting me in doing this. It's been an interesting transition from racing dirt bikes to this. So,
yeah, I would say that is a little different, but you're doing a heck of a job out there wheeling this thing around. Congratulations on the best finish so far to this point. Still plenty of time to get that first win of the season. Looking forward to seeing what you can do, Lane. Have a good night, man, and have fun celebrating the good run.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that was Lane Hosler coming home in P number 2. But Pete, it's time to get to it. It's time. We already talked to him once today. Let's bring him up again. Corey Saucier, you're familiar with our voices here today. Been tracking you all day long. You're a winner, man. You got it done when you needed it the most. And I want to be the first one to tell you, you're in the playoffs, bud. How you feeling?
I don't even know what to feel. Again, to be honest with you guys, I just wanted to come in, run a good race, have a good finish. Just hadn't had enough of those throughout the season. Not the way that I would hold myself for expectations. I know I can run better than this. So to finally be back up here, be in victory lane, going since basically all the way back to season 1, it's unbelievable. No words.
Well, I'll tell you what, Corey, it was amazing to watch you wheel that number 3 around the track of many times, many different battles with a lot of different drivers. In the end, it came down to the 24. He tried pinching you on the bottom, and then he got a little loose, but instead of turning down, he actually turned up and saved you both. Do you owe this win to the 24 or all about your hard-nosed driving tonight?
No, he definitely put up a hell of a fight. I knew I had to stay to the bottom, and I was committed to that inside line the whole way. I just personally never felt comfortable up top. I didn't feel like I had the speed up there. So coming down the backstretch, wanted to hold down the low line, make sure that he couldn't get a run on me on the inside. And I was totally fine with the pinch. Honestly, didn't have a problem with it. That's going for the win. So, that's hard racing right there. And that's what we want to have for this series. That's, top echelon of drivers.
I am not surprised to see the move that he put on. Hey, if that was me being in that 24, I wouldn't want to battle you in the playoffs either. So I can't blame him for trying to get you out of there and take the win himself and get his second win. But, dude, what was going through your head in those that had to be the longest 25 laps of your life. Tell me.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I saw that last caution come out, that forced at the green white checkered, I definitely had some expletives I said to my teammates. So that was that in my mind. That was the last thing I wanted to see. So I knew I had to give it one more good restart, which I do feel like is kind of my specialty. I do try to work on that a little bit, try different timing zones and different paces and things like that. So I feel like I felt pretty confident on that last restart. Just knew I had to just go full send and go get that dub.
Well, before we let you go and thank whoever you got to thank here, how are you feeling now that you're in that? You got these 7 races that are coming up. What are you feeling about your odds and your chances battling up and stacking against this competition that you've had to race against all season long? It's coming down to this point. You hold up in the clutch. Does this help with the momentum and the confidence that you kind of said you were lacking? You won a bunch of races season 1 in the Truck Series. You ran last year in the Xfinity and Cup Series as well and didn't get any W's. Now you're back here in Victory Lane. Does this kind of revitalize your campaign here this year?
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. I wasn't even looking forward to the playoffs. I honestly, I didn't think I even had a shot. So to be able to put it in there now and really revitalize the season and put a little spark underneath my butt here to focus up, it feels good.
Well, I can only imagine it feels good, man. Before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, first and foremost, got to thank Rat Pack Racing and David Duke and all the boys there, Jordan, Bo, Blair, Rob Yost, everybody that puts in the time and the work to practice and pick each other up when we're all down at our worst, personally and in here. So I got to thank those guys first and foremost. Got to shout out Any Graphics, Custom Apparel, and Flavor Bomb, and everybody else that sponsors us at Rat Pack, Chillabody, Alley Duke, minivanvacations.com. We wouldn't be here without them.
Well, man, we appreciate you putting on a heck of a show tonight. We can't wait to see what you do in these Cup Series playoffs that are just around the corner now. You are in it, and you're a winner here in SRN, man. Congratulations. Have a good night. Have fun celebrating, and remember, you got to work in the morning.
Unfortunately, I don't think they'll give me the day off. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Take care. All right. Well, man, we couldn't have asked for a better race, Pete. I want to go ahead quickly bring Brandon Domain back up here in the booth potentially, and I think we have some points to go over.
Yeah, this was absolutely wild to close it out. One thing first, regular season championship does go to Joseph Causey by 10 points over Reese Schaefer with that hectic finish there at the end. But the one that matters at the end, Jordan Sailors, Corey Saucier tied at 262. Bobby Anderson 4 points short, and Corey Saucier's walk-off, amazing, coming back from 27 points out entering tonight, amazing. Credit to Jordan Sailors for staying with it as well. 49 laps are repaired, gets back out there, saves that one last point to make sure he made it.
Oh, yeah, he saw Causey out there, and he knew what was on the line. He was probably watching our race, and we were telling him what was happening. Way to stick it out, and that's just what it comes down to. And, Brandon, you've been on the wrong side of this before. 1 point can go a long, long way. So, Brandon, I do appreciate you keeping us up to date with the points, but that's all we got for tonight, Pete. Your first cut line race here in SRN, man. Did it live up to your expectations?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody loves a great storybook ending. In the end, everything aligned for this 3. No incident points, led lap, able to win, able to get it done. Great drive, great perseverance by Corey Saucier. One more time, big congratulations to the man.
Yeah, so he is in. He is your winner here tonight, and we have a field of 16, not 15, 16 drivers that know that they are going to be battling for that $500. And keep in mind, we will have a playoff lucky dog in each series, so this will be a 17-car playoff field. That means 7 drivers will be cut after that first round. of 3 races. So do not go anywhere. We have 2 more races for you left this week. The Truck Series taking the track tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Speed Racing Network. In the Xfinity Series race, our very own Brandon O'Main has his own battle to hash out. He's going to be trying to pull the same thing off here that Corey Saucier pulled off tonight. So it's just getting started, and it is good so far. So definitely come on back. But that is going to do it for us tonight. Your winner is Corey Saucier, and he's in the playoffs. So definitely come back tomorrow. For everybody behind the scenes, myself, Pete Rusick, Brandon Domain, Sean Griffith, everybody, we wish you guys a good night and go faster.